Hello and welcome back to Danganronpalapse with Alsroy Galcone, where in the last episode we found out that Cyrus is dead, Ashley is now heavily wounded, and we are about to commence the second investigation in this game for the second capture. If you do like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you will not miss out on anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, which makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. Here we go then, let's discuss what happened here. That's Cyrus' body and the glass. We're about to go to casino later on, but yeah, let's see what we can investigate here. The kiosk, the blowtorch, fuel canister, and casino. Yeah, maybe we start from blowtorch here first. It's a blowtorch, so that's what he was getting from the kitchen earlier. Huh? What are you talking about? You recall I crossed paths with Cyrus early in the morning, a bit before I started testing the rules by destroying the ovens. It was a brief meeting, but I was curious as to why he was in there as well. He must have smuggled the butane torch out. And you didn't say anything? Why should I have? I mean, you could have stopped him far in advance from whatever he was going to do with it. He's dead and clearly didn't get the chance to do anything anyway. Is the blowtorch are not being used? No. Yeah. Oh, so once I investigate a certain item, we can't touch the item again. Okay, so Cyrus met with Lyle, and I believe that Lyle saw Cyrus trying to smuggle out the blowtorch, and yeah, let's go. Oh, there's a fingerprint there, I guess. The kiosk has been knocked over. There is a faint streak of blood on the screen. It appears to be broken. Sorry about that. How do you figure? I'm just taking a shot in the dark, but I think the Monokuma file was printed from the casino kiosk because this one wasn't operational. Canon has the victim report if you want to take a look. Probably some technology involving proximity of some such. I really could not say since that sort of thing is out of my depth. I wonder if the kiosk being knocked over has anything to do specifically with what happened here. I can't say. The streak of blood implies that it may have been interacted with, but to what extent is beyond me. The kiosk being knocked over may have just been a casualty during whatever struggle occurred here, but the streak bothered me. Oh, before I move on, I do apologize if you hear humming noise in the background. That's because of the fan right behind me. And the fan has to keep blowing throughout this video because it is so unbelievably hot in here. So yeah, let's expect this gun. I think this was yours, Missy, from the last episode. Yep, Missy's revolver, the weapon that took Cyrus' life. The gun handle is covered in blood. 4 shots were fired, leaving 1 bullet. Quite a few people knew about the gun, so it might be difficult to determine who went to retrieve it. Yeah, no one retrieved it, but the last one was us and Ashley. Yeah, the glass. I think there's some sort of confrontation here because the glass being broken and everything. And yeah, look at all these glasses, they are broken, where previously it wasn't. Broken glass and torn fabric littered the floor around and underneath Cyrus' body. A struggle occurred here, that's for sure. It took place before Cyrus fell. The display case must have broke during the altercation and he was killed sometime after falling atop the refuse. That makes sense. It seems like the only way the room could have gotten so messy. Well, of course, no one's going to be cautious about their surrounding when their lives is on the line. Luckily, the blowtorch didn't ignite, otherwise we might have come across a fire-consumed scene with nothing but destroyed evidence. I guess it is lucky. Yeah, and the fuel canister as well. I guess someone wants to torch this entire building. Oh, it's almost empty, but I think it will be enough. if someone wanted to destroy this entire building. An overturned gasoline container, it's almost empty. And speaking of which, where did someone get the gasoline container though? It is from the kitchen? Is it from the kitchen? Ew, it smells in here. Yeah, the smoke lounge wasn't really a pleasant place to begin with, but this... What do you mean? Well, when Ash and I visited the smoke lounge for the first time, the air was heavy with cigar smoke, and I'm assuming. So to see liquor and gasoline spilled all over the place and adding to the smell, it's not helping much, I'll say that. I see. I didn't visit this place beforehand, so I can't really say, but I'll take your word for it. But gasoline seems out of place here, doesn't it? Yeah, I wonder if it came from the garage. But I guess nothing else that we could explore here, apart from his body. Or go to the casino. Some wounds. Yeah, it must be an altercation. The gun wound was front and center in Cyrus's chest. Blood had soaked through his shirt. The deep pigment inundated the cloth and oozed into the carpet. The gun wound very clearly told his cause of death. But my eyes were more curiously drawn to Cyrus's blood-stained hands. The blood could have only come from one source, his wound. He must have tried in vain to stop the gun wound from bleeding out. So I guess after he got shot, he's still alive. And yeah, I guess he died where he dropped his body. He fell. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that word. Let me rephrase that sentence. He died where he fell. I trembled at the thought of what ended up being a futile act. I guess we should discuss with... Okay, Lyle, Missy, and Say. Lyle looked particularly aggravated. This place is a mess. There's no mistaking the fact that a struggle occurred. That seems to be the case. It's a shame I wasn't closer when this took place. Even after I swept the third floor earlier this morning, I managed to miss something as big as this. Call it bad timing. About that, where were you this afternoon after the fact? Huh? Are you suspecting me? Well, no. It will just help to know where you were, so we can say you're in the clear. Huh. I was with Say. Say? But didn't she keep herself locked up in her room all day? Beats me. All I know is that after I heard the second gunshot sound from somewhere upstairs, I saw Say poke her head out of her room. I dragged her out for my safety and hauled her around with me to find out where the shots were coming from. We were on the second floor by the time a third shot went off. So you two can vouch for each other's whereabouts? Yeah, what of it? Nothing. So Lyle has an alibi that can be verified by Say. I shall talk to Say to see if the stories line up. What puzzles me the most is where did a gun even come from? Well, I don't expect you to believe me, but it was in Missy's possession. She brought it out to boldly state that she will not be firing it. She even recommended we travel in groups in any case something bad happened. So even if by the off chance someone did fire it, we'll be in groups, able to witness alongside our partner. Lyle was astonished. Really? What kind of tactician would reveal their hand like that? I mean, it was a symbol of trust in a way. I certainly am not going to use it to cause harm, and I really don't think Missy would. That aside, it almost seems like she was micromanaging everyone's expectation and locations by doing so. Lyle just coughed and continued to loop over Cyrus's body. Yeah, considering Arturo was dead because of the first capture. This is a terrible loss for him. Yeah, let's see if Say's story match up with Lyle. Oh, Echo! Oh! Say's hands were trembling. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about Ashley. It's scary, but I'm trying to pull through. It was a relief to see her still breathing, but I need to find out who would have such ill will toward her. That's very noble. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Actually, yes, there is. Um, what is it? I was stuck in the art gallery when the crime was going on across the hall. Could not open the doors whatsoever. I heard some footsteps and voices after some time, so I banged on the main hall's doors. That's right. You were the first person I saw. Do you know why the doors were blocked? Yeah. The double doors handles were bound together with rope. I'm guessing it was from the climbing center. So when I heard your voice from inside, I unbound the rope and you came running out. She demonstrated how she found the rope by replicating the state on the smoke lounge doors. Oh, so the rope was used to block us. I guess either Missy or Ashley blocked the door because those two were the one who confront Cyrus throughout this entire capture. Rope, I went with Ashley to the climbing center as she got rope to bind Cyrus. Did the culprit steal it from her and instead bind the door to lock me in the art gallery? Hang on a second, I forgot because it has been a week since I played the last episode. Was it Ashley was the one who held the rope? I forgot. That's strange. I was also wondering where were you? I was also wondering where you were earlier this afternoon. I know Missy tried to call you out this morning, but you declined. Say's worried brow furrowed deeper. Well, I just thought that. Well, I just thought after the events of yesterday, if someone was going to kill me, it doesn't matter what I do. What was she saying? And what I wanted to do was stay in my room. The killer could break my door down or whatever, but if it was going to happen, fate would find a way. So be it. You know, after I heard the second gunshot ringing outside, I peeked out of curiosity. We even had a gun in the first place. But it was pointless. Lyle had to drag me out and run me all over 3 floors just to find a bunch of nothing. Ugh. So yeah, Say and Lyle's testimony are combining each other. So yeah, those two are not possible for the culprit. Say mumbled a train of thoughts to herself, but it didn't seem like she wanted an answer for her ponderings. I see. Well, thanks, Say. Say seemed to possess a haphazard reaction to the recent events. Regardless, Lyle confirmed that he and Say were together when they heard the gunshots, and neither of them were even aware someone had a gun in the first place. Oh, I just love that the animation starts if you move over the cursor to a certain character and they just kept stop after you investigate. Interrogate the character. Yeah, Missy, what do you have to say about this? Because you're the one that have the idea to interrogate Cyrus, and now he's dead. So 4 shots were fired. Four out of the 5 existing bullets in that gun's chamber. 4 shots. I noticed. However, there are 3 holes in the wall of the smoke lounge. So one of the bullets must have hit Cyrus, and that's what kills him. And then those 3 weren't the ones that killed Cyrus. Yes, one bullet is dodged. Yes, one bullet is lodged in his chest. The problem is finding out in what order these shots were fired. Which one was the one that killed him? Missy furrowed her brow. Echo? Oh, Echo. Her voice was a hushed whisper. I sincerely hope this hasn't tarnished your view of me. Huh? It's very clear that this crime has my name written all over it. I was the one who revealed the gun to be in my possession. I was the one who left it out in the open, and I have no partner to support my whereabouts during the crime. Wait, you are not with Ashley? So, where were you during the shots were fired then, Missy? And despite that, I cannot tell you my alibi. Huh? Why not? Missy, what would you have me think after you just said all that? Please, trust me. I, I don't know if I can. She sighed. I cannot argue with that. We'll just have to let the trial discussion command our judgment. I must try to produce a compelling enough argument. Missy. Uh, yeah, and I guess nothing left in here. Okay, let's move on into the casino itself. Go to smoke lounge. Okay, so we'll have to go back to smoke lounge, but first we have to investigate Ashley's body here. Ash hanging there. Yeah, her hand. Wait, this one is without any question mark, but this one does. Are there any more things that we could investigate from her? Okay, I guess just her hand. Ashley's hands were covered in blood. She didn't appear to have any sort of wounds, so the blood on her hands could have potentially come from only one place, and that is Cyrus's body. Oh my god, no. Is it this obvious though? Like Ashley shot Cyrus, and she tried to, I don't know, what's the move? When you try to help someone by just pushing his or her chest, you try to resuscitate. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. You try to resuscitate Cyrus, but it's no use. Like the wound was just too much for him. Is it this obvious though? Like, I mean, this is chapter 2, so it might be that obvious that Ashley is the culprit. So it must have been Ashley having confrontation with Cyrus, and at some point, Ashley shot the gun to Cyrus. Did Ashley try to prevent Cyrus' death? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Echo. If that were the case, whoever shot Cyrus could be the same person who took Ashley out, so she would not reveal the assailant. Nothing else? Oh, this one we haven't investigated this one. With the question mark. And? Wait, that's it? That's nothing else? Well, we have investigated everything, pretty much everything that we could think of. Oh, there's more? Oh, Forte and Canon. The scene is quite unruly. I'm certain whatever it will be more or less difficult to determine the culprit in this scenario, considering the many questionable items lying about. Yeah, as opposed to what happened to Pandora, this is a bit jarring. Where were you though? I remember seeing you go into the garage with Canon earlier when we paired off to search the 3rd floor. Yes, and that is precisely where we ended up. And how come we could not find both of you while we are in the garage? Huh? The two of us were investigating the garage as thoroughly as possible but found nothing of note. We then went outside to investigate the other personal room doors at the end of the 3rd floor living quarters hall. But as you may have figured out already, these personal rooms doors are locked. C'è peccato. Huh? I heard him mutter something under his breath as he grazed the butterfly pin on his scarf, but I could not quite understand what was said. Where was I? Canon and I then had the first shot of 4. We rushed into the garage and barricaded the doors from the inside. You barricaded the doors? We thought it would be the best course of action to protect ourselves. Neither of us had the gun, so it had to be someone else. A reasonable conclusion, is it not? After the first shot and two to the fog, we hid away in the garage until we heard a commotion in the 3rd floor halls. That was quite frightening, hearing all 4 of those shots in such close vicinity. I never thought we would come upon this gruesome scene. Forte sighed and mournfully looked at Ashley. So Forte and Canon blocked the doors. That explained why the garage side double doors would not open. Let's see what Canon has to say. I mean, Canon was with Forte the entire time, so I don't think it's her. I approached Canon as she overlooked the two scenes from the doorway opening between the rooms. You're probably wondering where was I was in You're probably wondering where I was this afternoon after we departed to search the third floor. I was with Forte in the garage for a large portion of the afternoon, as well as during the duration of the 4 shots fired. He can vouch for my alibi. I wondered, how big is the garage actually? I mean, you spent the entire afternoon looking at this one location. You and Ashley came upstairs after us, right? Yeah, we did. Didn't run into you two at all though. We spent most of our time in the garage. It seemed to have the most potential for something useful out of the 4 rooms. Canon silently surveyed the state of Ashley's body, then across the doorway at Cyrus' distant figure. Oh, here's the Monokuma file. I got it from the casino kiosk. Okay, we haven't seen this one already. So, victim Cyrus Serik. Because of that, the victim's body was discovered in the 3rd floor smoke lounge. Victim was fatally shot above the heart. The estimated time of death is 12:03. No further injuries detected. Like Pandora's file, this file is just as purposeless in telling us what happened to Cyrus. As for Ashley, I can't say. Do you think she might have been attacked, like hit over the head or something? I guess it's not impossible, but she's pretty tall considering. Hang on, let me take a second. Oh, what is the tallest one here? So everyone is around 165, 160, 157. We're actually the shortest one. 175, 180, 167, 170, and 182. So Ashley is like the tallest one here. Not only she's the tallest female out of all the class members, but she's the tallest member out of all the class. Yeah, and we are like the shortest one. And so Cyrus is actually the tallest male in the class. Okay, so let's just return back. So yeah, Ashley is actually the tallest one. So yeah, the culprit must have like hit her over the head, but I guess the culprit has to jump or something. And maybe, but yeah, I don't think if there is a way to hide in this room. I guess you can use the casino machine to hide yourself in, but that's a bit risky in my opinion. It will be hard to say what she was attacked with though. There's nothing on the casino side of the doors that could be used as a weapon. Our discussion fell flat. You seem a little more open today. Forte and I had a small parley in the garage. In short, he told me I should not try to forego attempts to escape this game. She grumbled under her breath and exhaled sharply. Despite Canon's frustration, she ended up providing more open conversation today, likely as a result of wishing to avoid being caught in the same voiceless situation she was in during yesterday's trial. I guess there's more. Go to smoke. Continue. What's this? Hang on, let me go back to smoke lounge. Are there any more that we could investigate here? Nope. Let me check through again. That's the smoke lounge we have discussed with Jen. So I guess continue. So I don't know. Do we go straight into class trial? Nope. Okay. I let out a deep sigh. Conducting an investigation was harrowing. I was exhausted beyond belief. Our group was already so small, yet given everyone's paired alibis, it became difficult to say who was behind this crime. It was difficult to say, barring one person. What was Missy thinking? Had she been lying to us this whole time? I don't think Missy lied to us though. I mean, she had the gun, but that doesn't mean she's the one who shot the gun. No, I could not jump to conclusions so quickly. It would not be fair to Missy. Regardless, I had a bad feeling about all this. Okie dokie, you all know what time it is. It is time for the class trial. I hope you have enough ammunition to shoot down the culprit. Wait, what about Ashley? She's still wounded though. Are we not make her participate? Uh, I guess she woke up at some point and go to the class trial herself. If not, then I guess you're all out of luck. The elevator will take you all to the courtroom once everyone has boarded, so make it snappy. The timer for your bracelet to release toxic gas is set for 10 minutes after this announcement ends. Don't drag your feet. I rubbed my forehead in distress. This vicious cycle we could not see the end to continue once more. Why? I went over Ashley's side and sat next to her. I gently placed 2 fingers at her wrist and felt the faint pulse. It was such an eerie feeling, knowing Ashley was alive but still so close to death. Forte laid his hand on my shoulder. Echo, we really ought to get going lest we find ourselves in danger from Zero's capricious ways. Yeah, you're right. Forte, would you mind? Not at all. Forte lifted Ashley from the knees with ease, carrying her to the elevator. I followed behind him, trying to keep a close distance to Ashley. So Forte have to carry Ashley's body into the class trial. So I wonder if she is the one who ended up being the culprit. Yeah, I guess like either Missy or Ashley, but my suggestion is ended up being Ashley because, well, as I said from the first episode, I will think she ended up being this Danganronpa's Maizono Sayaka. Once again, our group apprehensively sauntered into the elevator. Our community had shrunk by 3, yet in the elevator cab, we were divided further. Lyle and Say, Canon and Forte, with Ashley in arms, myself and Missy. Distrust hacked away whatever threadbare remaining connection we had. But this time, damning signs pointed at one person in particular, Missy Vesper. Missy provided nothing to disprove those signs. Cyrus had been removed from the picture. Ashley was at the cusp of following. I was confused, hurt, and alone. What was I going to do during this trial? The doors opened up and revealed the circular room once more. I rushed in and raised my voice, calling at the expanse nothingness in the room. Oh, look at those 3. Cyrus is now no longer with us, alongside Pandora and Arturo. Zero, Eve, we know there's an infirmary connected to the courtroom, so please, help Ashley. With a flash, the symbol for another announcer, Eve, appeared. Echo, there's a cross button for the infirmary in the elevator. The doors will open on the opposite side of the courtroom, leading you to the infirmary. Okay. I turned around and the courtroom side elevator door opened. I hopped in and pressed the cross button, opening the doors behind me. Forte swiftly carried Ashley in and gently laid her on the infirmary bed. She stepped aside as I clambered to the bedside. Ash, please be okay. It was impossible to tell if she was breathing. Every inhale and exhale was so small and weathered. A glass encasing lowered to cover Ashley, and the monitor above began displaying her vitals. Her heart rate had plummeted to 45 beats per minute. Oh, that's the number there, but that's a very low number. I have no idea if I'm not a cardiologist, so I know this is a very low number, but I guess the number had to reach 0, and if it reached 0, then someone dies, especially specifically with Ashley for this case. I will do my best to monitor her. Please, leave your worries at the door. There is a greater matter at hand awaiting you. Yes, Echo. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong voice. Yes, Echo. We need to begin the class trial. Her health is out of our hands. We can only do so much. The best thing we can do is find the culprit. Our discussion will reveal what occurred. Yeah. I steadily stepped back. Ashley, I'll figure out what happened to you. I swear on my life, I'll find the culprit. Forte and I left the infirmary, crossing through the elevator that connected the infirmary into trial grounds. Heavy clouds hung over the dome glass ceiling. Everyone was already in their places as Forte and I crept to ours. Another murder. It was unreal. Cyrus' mild and unassuming demeanor made a 180 when his talent of ultimate charisma was revealed to be a ruse. Sorry about that. He quickly suffered the consequences, his sudden aggressive temperament coming to a full stop out of nowhere. And Ashley's worrying condition. What could have possibly happened in the 2 rooms we found them in? However, despite the behavior Cyrus displayed, it was still shocking that someone would actually retaliate. Somehow, it felt like a hasty overreaction. But then again, a hasty reaction was what essentially pushed Art into being Pandora's demise. It was difficult to call Art the culprit after the lack of black and white intentions. So Cyrus is dead, and now he has the same color as Pandora. But in the grand scheme of things, the rules of society were set to deliver retribution to those who commit crimes. Is it just me, or the color shading for the culprit is slightly different compared to the victim? Who's to say this place operated under the same conditions? The courtroom was eerily silent as we awaited for Zero to appear. The atmosphere was justifiably tense. Lyle and Say shared a similar dark vibe. Canon and Forte both looked unnerved, and Missy managed to put up a poker face despite the situation. Oh, there you are, Zero. Yes, it's about time you guys got here. And again, I have to say it, it's so weird how quiet you bunch are. Is no one amped up for another class trial? I put a lot of work into these, you know. Of course we're not excited, you knave! Missy is so mean. It's a shame no one's excited, but the ball's gonna keep rolling whether you like it or not. Okay, class trial, here we go. So go straight away. I was about to do a save and end this video right here, but I guess that's impossible right now. Let's go over the rules, shall we? You are all on trial to figure out who the culprit is today of today's heinous crime. The rules are as follows: discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will seal the individual's fate, and will just happen from there, yeah? One of few outcomes will occur. Determine and vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed, with the culprit alone able to walk free and win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group decision. You might just live to see another day. Our victim today is Cyrus Surik, the ultimate charisma. More like ultimate nonsense. Was no one suspicious of his name and talent? I would be. It really should not be a surprise to anyone that charisma was not really his talent. Regardless, I called out his driver last night, and look where we are now. You all were quick to take what I said to heart, huh? Well, I'm glad. saves me from having to get another motive set up and all that. So without further ado, discuss away. Don't mind, don't mind if I do. Lyle, Missy, you think you know what I'm going to say, huh? Then say it for yourself. You think I'm suspect? Oh, gold star. The point is moot. I'm not the culprit, and that's all I say on the matter. And why do you expect me to just roll with that? Because if you all vote incorrectly, then we all be in danger. Prove my innocence or take my word for it. Missy, what's going on with you? Don't you think that's a bit don't you think that's a bit much to ask given the circumstance? I have my convictions. I'm refusing to share my alibi for my own reasons. And yet you don't fear the consequence? You're ridiculous. I'll lay it out all nice for you, okay? And then we can discuss whether or not holding your tongue is the wisest thing to do in this scenario. Consider the fact you were not partnered with anyone, you refused to share an alibi, and you were the only one who had the gun in the first place. Do you know what killed the victim this time? A gunshot. You likely proposed traveling in groups so you could operate on your own. Isn't this all too damning not to be true? Well, at least if we are traveling on the group, then whoever fired the gun, we can all see, hear, and verify. Despite her dangerously challenging Lyle, I held my belief in Mrs. steadfast. I wanted in all sincerity to trust everyone involved in this horrible game, but considering 2 people have been murdered, 1 executed and 1 attacked, it was becoming difficult to justify my stance. I did not understand what was there for Missy to hide. You know what? Forget it. I'm taking charge of this discussion. Once again, I can only rely on myself. Echo, you're walking records of events. Tell me why I should not think Missy was alone during the crime. Walking record? I'm not some encyclopedia of evidence or canon. If you have some sort of weird photo, fess up. Echo or canon, I don't care. One of you ought to pipe up with something we can work with. It can't be possible that neither of you saw anything. Okay, discuss in comments. Lyle has his sights set getting something out of me and Canon, but as far as I know, neither of us could have seen anything. Right. Shut up, Lyle. I have no photograph. I'm sorry, that's the wrong voice. Shut up, Lyle. I have no photograph of the sort. But when we arrived on the 3rd floor, we did not see anyone in the halls. I was in the garage with Forte for the majority of the afternoon. Yes, as soon as we heard the first shot, I suggested we retreat to the garage and block entry from the 2 doors, main hall door and the art gallery door. As for me, after 2 shots were fired, I found myself stuck in the art gallery. The 3rd floor activity rooms can't be blocked. Canon and Forte blocked the garage side doors. And the main side doors were just inexplicably locked? Of course not. Canon, Forte, and Echo are sharing the same story. This proves nothing. I guess we have to agree with Say here. Lyle has his sights set getting somewhere out of me and Canon, but as far as I know, neither of us could have seen anything. I wonder what's the bullet that we have here. I was in the garage. Yeah, as soon as the first shot and block. Yeah, we saw everything she said so far inexplicably. Yeah, I mean that's the only way to move forward. Hold on, Say, can you recall what happened when we met earlier, before we discovered Cyrus' body, that is? When we met? You came tumbling out of the art gallery when Lyle and I arrived on the 3rd floor. Yeah, but I guess what happened here is Forte and Say managed to unlock the garage door first after they barricaded it, and Say just so happens to be in the same not in the same hall, and she heard our voices. I guess that's what happened. Yes, but I could not leave the room from the inside. Oh yeah, Lyle. When we arrived on the third floor, there was a banging coming from the gallery. I could not check to see who or what was inside until I unwound the rope that bound the double doors together. So we agreeing on each other. Let's go. Oh, that's actually the end. Okay. See, Lyle, there's no way either Canon or I saw anything that happened during the crime. If anything, Sai and Lyle's whereabouts ought to be grilled as well, since they could have more questionable actions than us. That's right. Say, Missy said you were alone in your personal room for a portion of the morning. Yes, she declined an invitation to my morning announcement. Yeah. But later after I heard two shots, I poked my head out, only to get dragged out of my room by Lyle. I was investigating the mansion. I figured if anything fishy was going on, I'd have a witness with me to back my testimony. And while nothing happened to us in particular, at least I had Say there to support my alibi during the gunshots. Despite that, you were still acting suspiciously this morning, smashing the ovens and all. Lyle, don't you think you yourself were an explanation for what you were doing? Huh? I don't need to justify anything I'm doing. I'm the ultimate puzzle master. Put this evil game to solve it inside out. If you have any faith in your ultimate talents, you'll have faith in mine and my goals as well. I don't care if I break the rules, it's all part of the plan. I'll avenge Art, I'll stop the killings, and I'm solving this killing game on my own, come hell or high water. But didn't it occur to you that I'm on the same agenda? What? There aren't any stakes for you, Missy. Art was the only person I've encountered that made my talent worthwhile. I can only trust myself. I'll work alone until I can grasp the solution with my own hands. Only then will it be real. Everyone involved. You're all just pieces of this puzzle. Ooh, what's this guy even saying? You're an oddball, Lyle, but thanks for reminding me. Reminding you of what? I don't have much power outside the courtroom, believe it or not. Eve mostly controls and monitors all that outside boring stuff, but I knew you'd all eventually end up back here soon enough, so I just had to wait. Wait, what? Ah! With a snap, the trial wall slammed over to reveal a large metal hexagon adorned with a cruel-looking M. Lyle crumpled to the floor as we all backed away, astonished at whatever invisible pain was being inflicted upon him. It's a sonic weapon. It's a sonic weapon. High-powered sound wave from me personally to Lyle. This is what you get for fiddling with my door trap. I think Lyle's brain has been fried enough. There's no fun or suspense to be had in killing you myself unless I'm executing a culprit. Don't mess with my stuff. Somehow Lyle remained standing. Please, we must move this discussion along. Unless we face a similar dangerous fate, we need to discuss this case. Shut it, Missy. I forgot which the button that looked at the previous this conversation. I think it was F2. No, that's not to be the case. We're here because of you. Lyle was livid, fighting back against collapsing by will of sheer force. I'm taking control of the discussion this time. Echo, I need you to recall as much information as you can about the murder weapon, the gun. What? Who do you think you are, demanding such things? I'm Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle master. Did I say again? I'll solve this case like I've solved all the puzzles that have come in my way. Your memories are a tool for solving this, and I'll be damned if I don't use something as instrumental as that. Get to it, Echo. I don't have all day. Alright, I'll try to relay what I remember to you all. Lyle might have it out for Missy, but going over the timeline could help us put her in the clear. I think it will be best to start from when the murder weapon was revealed. Maybe then we can trace who had it in the final moments. Okay, who was originally in possession of the gun? That's Missy. Missy Vesper was the one who initially revealed the gun this morning. She said she woke up in her personal room with the gun given to her as a test to see whether or not she belonged with the preservation project. Missy called me and some of the other students to discuss her possessing the gun. Who were the other students in the group? That's us, Ashley, Missy. Was it Canon and Lyle as well? Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Canon. Yeah, Missy was definitely in the discussion as well. Ashley was with us. Forte, Lyle wasn't there. Lyle was destroying the oven in the kitchen. So, yeah. Missy assembled a small group for a meeting. There, she brought the existence of the weapon to our attention and discussed her intention with the gun. She would not to cause any harm with it. The group consisted of Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Canon as well. Everyone at that morning meeting agreed to place an implicit trust in our peers. Missy left the gun in the foyer. After the meeting, Missy left the gun on the main foyer table, wrapped in the cloth she had been carrying it in. After discussing the existence of such a weapon, something happened. Lyle was destroying the kitchen. We discussed the existence of the gun, among other things, until we were interrupted by a loud sound coming from the kitchen. Our whole group went over at once to see what was going on, and there were found Lyle destroying the kitchen oven as a means to test the rules. Lyle announced that he will solve the killing game and went to... I forgot about this one. The jazz club, the third floor, or his room. I think it was the jazz club, wasn't it? Okay. That's not it. It was looking specifically for the other students and where they resided. Okay, so... Yeah, he went to his room. Oh, okay, so third floor. Oh, I guess he must have known from the announce. No, I guess he must have known it from somewhere, but I don't know when. Does he know about the existence of the other students, like the one that you can find their rooms in the third floor? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. That's correct. Okay. Lyle said he would solve the killing game and absconded to the third floor to look for more clues, all the while clutching the secret note from yesterday. He left the kitchen and took the elevator up as the result of us remained... sorry, that's the wrong... Let me rephrase. He left the kitchen and took the elevator up as the rest of us remained in the foyer, confused. Shortly after, Cyrus appeared at the top of the second floor stairs, causing someone to act. Canon said, yeah, it was Missy approaching Cyrus. Shortly after Lyle departed for the third floor, Cyrus made an appearance at the top of the second floor stairs. Missy went up to confront Cyrus by having a conversation with him in the jazz club. The rest of us went to investigate the third floor for an escape route. I believe it's worth mentioning that Canon and Forte went up first, with me and Ashley following afterward. None of us took the gun. From the looks of it, Missy and Cyrus' conversation in the jazz club is a grey area that none of us were privy to. Care to explain yourself and why we should not be suspicious of a private altercation moments before his murder? I was attempting to extract information from him. As you all know, he was acting intensely suspicious yesterday. However, rather than avoid him, I thought to take action and confront him head first. You mentioned this before, but can you explain why you think he's putting on a facade? I mean, for all we know, every word of mouth could be a lie. Body language. Huh? Body language? It seems Canon noticed it as well. Cyrus's body language gives off the impression that he stands as if he were being pursued or under stress. Actions speak louder than words after all. That's true. I did think he looked a little more foreboding than usual. Ultimately, did you get anything from him? Unfortunately not. He was just the same stubbornly cryptic person as he was last night. So that's it? in Echo's recollection of people involved with the murder weapon, whose name came up several times. Missy. So don't you think your course of action would heavily imply a murderous intent that led to this circumstance? Yeah, but the thing is though, Missy was still alive and Cyrus was still alive back then and Missy didn't have the gun, so she could not have shot Cyrus at the time when she decided to interrogate him. Yes, signs are strenuously pointed toward me being the one behind it all, but I don't wish to divulge the reasons behind those actions. I didn't want to admit it, but was beginning to have doubts about Missy. But if this discussion was worth anything, it had to be a test whether or not I could really trust Missy. She revealed a gun after all, and asked us to tactically trust her. Should I even trust her to begin with? What if she was just goading someone on to be incriminated so she could get away with it? Should I trust Missy? Yeah, I mean, so far she tried, but ultimately, yeah, let's say we trust Missy for now. I want to believe in her. That meant scrutinizing her action to free her from suspicion. We could not afford to jump into conclusions. If I may, I think we need to turn over as many questionable facts as we can into leave suspicion. I agree. The evidence is unmistakably painted with Missy's name, but I'm still not convinced she would have the malicious intent to kill Cyrus. Yes, that's correct, Forte. I mean, yeah, she tries to interrogate, but she came up empty-handed. But I don't think she even have the idea to murder Cyrus at this time. Well, at the time when she tried to gain some information from him. Missy was the one who suggested splitting up to find things that could threaten Cyrus into talking, but she made it clear that she never had any intention of firing the gun. Is that so? It was after she had her conversation with Cyrus in the morning. Our morning group of Canon, Forte, Ashley, and myself paired off to investigate the third floor for an escape route. After some time, Missy met up with me and Ashley outside the garage to talk about Cyrus' weird behavior. It was then we discussed with Ashley the idea of threatening Cyrus to talk. This was just before the shots began. Then it's clear that she used that opportunity to act alone and retrieve the gun herself to shoot Cyrus. No. I think she went immediately to meet Cyrus and tries to gain information from him. I don't think she had the time to retrieve the gun. Ashley, yeah, I'm suspecting Ashley that she has the time to, try to suppress him to gain information, just like what Missy tried. How will bring that up leave suspicion from Missy? If anything, it's more damning proof. Oh, Forte, that's what I'm talking about. That's... Just a minute, please. What I don't understand is this. Why would Missy kill Cyrus if she didn't get the information she wanted? Yeah, that's correct. Like, if Missy killed Cyrus, then she will gain nothing. I can only assume the following for her case. She made an attempt to have a civil conversation. Oh man, sorry about that. I can only assume the following for her case. She made an attempt to have a civil conversation with Cyrus only to walk away empty-handed. The motivation is lost, and there should not be any reason to threaten him further in that case. Oh, sure, make something up in her defense, will ya? I can't doubt Missy now. She's the one who made the bold move of bringing the gun to our attention. Now I have to trust that she didn't do anything wrong. Okay, here we go. Right, there's no telling what transpired between Missy and Cyrus, seeing as all of us witnessed her contentious interaction with him in the jazz club. It might take some work to get Lyle on the other side. Okay. Missy could be lying about not getting information, just like how she's withholding her alibi. Give it up. Why should we be protecting the culprit? Missy is the only with actions of glaring noteworthy suspicion, and if you can disprove it, then by all means. This could be part of her plan to lead us in circles during the discussion with her lofty admissions. Okay, the seeing of us. Okay, so I guess we have to find a way to disagree with him. Protecting the culprit. Okay, Mrs. And if you can disprove it, let's say we can disprove it. Hang on just a minute. We need to discuss every aspect. Okay, so I think that's wrong. We're gonna get out with it. Oh, okay. Is there any evidence that proves Mrs. innocence? If the kill, no, the gun. Yeah, the blowtorch. She didn't bring blowtorch at all. Okay. The proof Mrs. innocence. Is it the gun? Is it the gun? The kill. I mean, we didn't know if Missy gets the Monokuma file though from. I guess it's from the kiosk for some reason. Okay, so okay, that has to be the gun. Okay, that's the correct answer. Okay, fine. The gun. Well, she didn't bring with it. It's the only thing I can think of, but I need to spin this thing to an argument somehow. Although it has been noted several times that the gun put Missy in a dangerous situation, there's something strange about the gun. Oh, contest. Lyle, say, there's something I want you to recall for me. Before discovering the body, you two ran into Missy in the 3rd floor main hall, correct? Yeah, that was right before I helped you out of the art gallery. If that's the case, I want to ask, did you see blood on her hands? But blood on her hands? Nothing of the sort. So you did not see blood stuck to her hands, but there was blood stuck to the handle of the gun. If Missy really did kill Cyrus by shooting him, why didn't she have blood stuck to her hands when you saw her? Okay, that's an interesting idea, Echo. You will not be able to forget seeing something shocking like a blood-stained hand. Okay, here we go again. Oh, simple answer. Missy could have washed her hands, but the only place where she could do it is in the spa room or in her room herself. But going to her room, that will take a lot of time, and if Missy was being spotted by Canon and Forte, she would not have the time to go back to her room and wash her hands. I wonder where Canon and Forte saw Missy though. Is she going to the spa room? I guess, I mean, that's a possibility, but yeah. I don't know if she would have the time to do so. When Sei and I approached to the 3rd floor, I saw Missy exit one of the personal rooms. Wait, is the personal rooms unlocked now? But didn't we... Is it from the... Was it Ashley's friend's room? With the ultimate racing driver or some sort? She refused to share her alibi because she must have plotting the crime with an accomplice on the 3rd floor. That's why she was acting fishy when Lyle and I ran into her. Huh? I thought I heard something like that outside of the garage doors. Oh yeah, that conversation. I heard parts of a conversation just before I called for help. Now that I think about it, I think I can figure out who was speaking at the time. Lyle, you must be a raving madman if you think you can run around the building alone. I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm doing everything I can to get us out of here, unlike the rest of you. And what were you doing poking around in one of the 3rd floor personal rooms anyway? How did you even get in there? That is none of your business. So you heard that? Yes, Sei and I caught Missy in the act. She was poking around in one of the 3rd floor personal rooms. And how do you suppose she entered the room? She entered the room using the residence bracelet. No, I don't think that's supposed to be the case. No. How else would she have gotten in? The door was still intact, so it's not like Missy broke it down. The residence room bracelets. How could she have acquired such a thing? Perhaps from her own investigation? Like, I can only assume whatever Missy and Cyrus talked about earlier might have to do with the fact that she's acquired something could not possibly belong to her. In fact, the idea alone of her entering someone else's room is cause for concern. That's true. How did she enter someone else's room? The mechanism for room, yeah, that's true. The mechanism for room entry lies in our personally assigned bracelets. Similar to how the bracelet grant access to kiosk function, the doors must default to being locked and only unlocked when we're nearby with the corresponding bracelet. There! The bracelets on our person can unlock doors that don't match, so Missy entering a room that is not hers implies she gained access to alternative means. What alternative means? What else? She was witness speaking to the only other students here that has been revealed to be associated with the killing game, Cyrus. Oh. Fine, I'll yield. Cyrus offered me the bracelet of a student was closely acquainted with. Out of morbid curiosity, I was told to visit her room. Wait, who is this her that she's talking about? But isn't that the bracelet only allowed opening to our own personal room? Missy withdrew a small rose gold bracelet similar to the ones we all wore ourselves. Is it belong to Ashley? Is it to Ashley? So yes, not only do I have the bracelets on my person, but I do have a bracelet that does not belong to me. As for what I discovered in the room, well, that's much as I like to say. And that's more than enough. There we have it. That explains how she gained entry into the room, as well as least a reason for her to retaliate against Cyrus. If that doesn't pin Missy down for a motive, then I don't know what will. She had such a thing this whole time? How was I supposed to defend something like that? So much evidence has stacked against Missy. Despite the overwhelming number of incriminating facts against her, Missy remained unflinching. It's like she's just waiting for what? For us to act on her behalf? Out of trust? Remember. Alright, I guess, okay. I ought to use the gun to threaten him into talking. Make no mistake, I have absolutely no intention of firing it, but Cyrus doesn't need to know that. Okay. If Missy being withholding about her alibi, then there must be a reason behind it. I have to work with it rather than against it. I have to trust Missy's intentions, therefore I shall try to concoct an argument that doesn't involve her. Is there another angle I can approach this by? Before we learn of her activity in the room, we were in the middle of disputing the blood-stained gun. Lyle has been aggressively utilizing the connection between Missy and the gun for his argument. But let's say we take her out of the picture. Say she never came in contact with the gun. Perhaps we can tackle the argument from a different side. With the gun solely in question, we can ask who really handled the gun. Who handled the gun? Fine, why don't we entertain the thought? Given the blood-stained handle of the gun, whoever the gun must have stained their hands in the process. There can be only two people who handled it, Cyrus and Ashley. So there we have it. Echo, do you think Ashley is capable of killing? What? No way! Ashley would never. After all, I'm certain she knows of the dangers of killing someone. Her own life will be on the line. So what? This is the only explanation plausible if we take your position of Missy's innocence into consideration. If Ashley's life were threatened, don't you think she would retaliate? Anyone would fight back. Fight or flight, Echo. There were clear signs of struggle in the smoke lounge after all. That can't be it. Besides, you confirmed it yourself. We recognize that everyone has an alibi. And we've been neglecting talking about Ashley since she's unconscious. Wait. No. So if you really want to stand by Missy being trustworthy, then you have to realize there must be someone else within our group that killed him. No. Ash doesn't have a motive either. Yes, she does. Echo, think about it. Throw away your relation to Ashley and think logically. Just because she isn't here to defend herself doesn't mean she is immune to being suspected. No, 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 no. My head was pounding. I began to feel dizzy. If Ashley had the rope when we were together on the second floor, but did we actually see Missy having the rope? I forgot. I mean, it has been a week since I've played this game, so I couldn't remember. Well, then, and there was no rope to be found at the crime scene. She must have found the double doors of the gallery. Shay confirmed that the rope kept me locked in the gallery. Ashley yelled out and left to confront something. Oh, she does confront Cyrus after all, isn't it? If you think about whoever handled the gun, it can only be those two people. No. No! I don't want to think about it. Please. Stop this! Okay, so they don't want to discuss Ashley's involvement due to their close relation, but there might be something important that we're missing. Something important that Echo only knows. Echo is guarding something, but they've painted themselves into a corner. There's no clean way to get out of this mess. Oh, I guess this is the bad ending for Chapter 2? Yikes. Echo, you good over there? I can't accept this. If Echo refuses to understand that Ashley is the only person who is capable of handling the gun and shooting Cyrus, then I'll have to lay out all the pieces for them. Are we talking from Lyle's side? Like we immediately switched onto a different person's perspective? Oh, this is interesting. Puzzle pieces as always. Echo, allow me to discuss the facts. All of them, even the unsavory, trifling matters will come to play, just like when you were the one who noticed Art slipped up. If you insist on protecting Missy, there's one person whose actions remain to be scrutinized, and Ashley is the culprit in question. Do I have any objections? I apologize, Echo, but this topic cannot be ignored. Yes, yeah, this is pretty important. The rest of the class remained silent as Echo glared a hole in me. Again, let us begin with the weapon, the mysterious gun that came from Missy's possession. Seeing as the gun handle was stained with blood, we can surmise only two people were in contact with it. As we found on the crime scene, both Cyrus and Ashley had blood stains all over their hands, which naturally leads us to believe one of them fired the gun. I can concur with that assumption. As for how it came to appear on the third floor, just before the gunfire occurred, Ashley and I had a plan to confront Cyrus. I was to use the gun as a show of threat, but however, I went to retrieve it from the foyer. It was missing before I had got to it. I guess that Ashley, yeah, definitely Ashley for this one. Yeah, it's Ashley as I suspected. I mean, Missy was with Cyrus while the interrogation happened. I guess it must be Ashley went over back to the foyer and grabbed the gun. It's plausible Cyrus got to it before you. Regretfully so. Then at the speculated time in question, Cyrus, yeah, that could be Cyrus as well. Yeah. Cyrus is the only possible suspect to have initially retrieved the gun, since Echo, Ashley, Cannon, and Forte were as. Then at the speculated time in question, Cyrus is the only possible to have initially retrieved the gun, since Echo, Ashley, Cannon, and Forte were elsewhere. Now, I believe we can all agree based on the sounds heard, there were 4 shots fired in total. In that case, we need to determine the order and relevance of each shot. Cannon and I boarded ourselves in the garage on the 3rd floor after the first shot rang out from the smoke lounge. We sheltered ourselves inside from there on out. And Lyle and I parked up after the second. but we were all the way on the first floor. So we can determine these first two shots were not the life-threatening ones, since no one was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge and there were two gunshots in the wall. However, between the second and third shot is where Ashley's alibi becomes problematic. Ooh, we have a brand new animation for us. There's nothing wrong with Ashley's alibi. I can verify it for her. I was with Ashley from when she went into the second floor of the climbing center, as well as when she went to the third floor. I never let her out of my sight the entire time we were traveling up, down and up the stairs. What clue proves Echo and Ashley was? Yeah, the rope. Yeah, Ashley must have grabbed the ropes for either the rope or Lyle and Safe's account. Let's try with the rope first. Oh, you're missing a piece in your. Ooh, okay. But didn't you say Ashley shoved you in the art gallery just before you heard the third shot? The rope binding the doors proof there was a moment that you. The rope binding the doors proof that there were. Sorry, I couldn't speak English for some reason. The rope binding the doors proof that there was a moment that you two were separated from sight. It's possible that she entered the smoke lounge in that time frame. In that case, the fourth and final shot ought to be the one that killed Cyrus. The only person left without an alibi, given Echo's testimony of the culprit's last movements, the only person left is Ashley. That can't. Oh, okay, this is getting interesting. No, as yelled Missy's name. It's possible Missy was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. Is there anything that proves Missy was not within the vicinity of the smoke lounge? Yeah, it's Lyle and Say's account. But wait just a minute. Wait, that's not possible. Remember, Lyle and I saw Missy exiting a personal room. She had just come out of the personal room when we arrived and only then began to act suspiciously. I suppose I ought to surrender holding my tongue. Yes, I was withholding my alibi earlier, but the point of secrecy has passed now that my whereabouts have come into direct question. I kept my alibi secret to prevent beginning today's celebration with immediate worry and disillusionment. I confess Cyrus bestowed upon me a terrible gift. This bracelet. It allowed me access to a room that was not mine, a room belonging to a close personal acquaintance, one I hold in my thoughts often. I entered the room upon Cyrus' astounding instruction that I see for myself. What's become of this person? I discovered nothing, save for my fears becoming reality. My alibi is simply as follows. I did not leave the third floor personal room. I gained entry to after I heard the second gunshot. Therefore, I did not see Ashley on the third floor at all. Okay, so let me get this straight. So after Ashley and I were separated, then Missy and Ashley are separated. So Missy must have gone into the third floor and go to this secret room with the bracelet that she have. I guess that's it. Took you long enough to get that testimony out of you, but in that case, Ashley really is the only possible person to have encountered Cyrus in the smoke lounge. Therefore, we can assume from the appearance of the room that Ashley and Cyrus fought in the duration of time between the third and fourth shot. No way! The smoke lounge was in a state of disarray, but the casino wasn't. Ashley's body was found in the casino, so it's possible she never even set foot in the smoke lounge. I don't think so. No, there's no visible evidence of the whole glass. Echo, please. The whole glass and kiosk does not. That apparently doesn't prove that Cyrus and Ashley were fighting against each other. Echo knows very well there were clean signs of strife. Yeah, it's the glass. Ooh. It's like everyone is okay. Echo, your judgment is clouded, and I think you know that. There was glass and blood littered near Ashley's unconscious body in the casino that could have only come from one place. The casino itself was spotless, free of signs of struggle. The detritus leading from the smoke lounge to the casino, however, tells a different story. With all these facts in mind, let's review. We've discovered everyone's paired alibis, Mrs. Room activity, and Echo's entrapment in the art gallery in relation to the gunshot timeline frees them from suspicion. We also determined Cyrus was the one who was initially wielding the gun, and that Ashley had plans to counter Cyrus' scheme. In the small period during Ashley and Echo were separated, a struggle occurred between Ashley and Cyrus in the smoke lounge just across the hall, resulting in the disorderly state of the room. And yet at the end of it, one person came out alive and the other dead. Echo, you have to see that the culprit behind this is plain as day. Yeah, I guess we played with Lyle's perspective in mind in this particular part. But what? No. Face the facts. There is only one possible answer. I refuse. I don't even recall Ash considering Cyrus a threat, so what motives will she have to kill him anyway? Echo, why are you lying? That could not be further from the truth. There must be someone, anyone else involved. Echo, please, this is clear as a case. This is as clear as day. Echo, please come to your senses. Ashley is the only culprit now. Cyrus and Ashley fought against each other, and Ashley somehow managed to murder him. That's the answer. You know, it's actually quite amazing in this chapter that the protagonist is being called out for lying, or at least denying that the possible culprit is his closest friend. Oh, I love this chapter. I love this trial. Anyone but her. Jeez. Echo, you really are a stubborn one. Don't you understand the danger we're in? Please, Echo. I understand that this is a painful realization for you. We are just as mortified that such dreadful thing has happened. It's awful, but there has to be a reason, right? No. If there is a reason, I don't get it. Oh, I just don't get it. Why would Ash endanger herself like this? Throwing her life away like this? It seems so careless. There's something else that needs to be brought to Echo's attention. Yeah, the gasoline or kiosk message. I mean, the kiosk message. Is the kiosk message about the whole the Monokuma file? If that's the case, then gasoline will be the only answer. Oh no. Cyrus' gun wound did, as I said earlier, did Ashley try to resuscitate Cyrus? Okay, that's not to be the case. So I guess gasoline. No, okay. The kiosk message, but we did not see the kiosk message. But the gun wound just basically, yeah, the Monokuma file just basically said Cyrus got shot above his heart. But we never see the kiosk message itself. Is the Monokuma file? Oh, I love that sprite. I believe I have the answer. Or rather, we all do. It seems... Oh yeah, okay, so Echo never sees... Okay, I do forget, I never see... But what was the Monokuma file? Is that from the kiosk message as well? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, that's the log. No. Kiosk message. Remember, the digital kiosk can deliver a dictated message across other kiosks in the building. That's correct. Canon and I saw the message as we waited out the gunfire in the garage. This message was detected from the smoke lounge sometime after the third shot was fired. I recall it read, "Kill Echo." Yup, that's exactly right. No one asked you. Oh, I remember now. Lyle and I saw the second floor kiosk light up while we were running by. Come on, you heard the gunfire too, right? So far, there have been 3 shots, but where did a gun come from? How should I know? Hey, slow down! I can't keep up! We can't take our sweet time in a moment like this. Lyle, look! The kiosk is displaying a message! Ooh, kill Echo. So Cyrus... The smoke lounge! That's on the 3rd floor! I never saw such a thing, but it's awfully damning in what it's implying. I concur, it's quite a pointed message. In that case, we can assume that Echo might have actually been Cyrus' intended target. Echo actually didn't endanger herself out of carelessness, but for your sake. She threw her life into the fray to keep yourself safe. Then, there should be little doubt that the 4th shot must have been the one to kill Cyrus. The shot fired after Ashley left Echo's side. Yeah, it was a short time between Ashley pushed us into the art gallery room and then locked herself in, and that's when the time she did it. And she have the altercation with Cyrus, and somehow she managed to grab the gun. I guess that meant that Cyrus grabbed the gun first, and then during the altercation with Ashley, she managed to grab the gun somehow and shot him in the process. I don't understand. Why for me? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm no ultimate student. I can't survive this strife between ultimates. I don't have skills or talents to offer the world. It should have been me, at the opposite end of the gun. Oh, the survival kid, the survival skill. The only... Oh, yeah, I was right all along. Ashley did this crime. Sorry, Echo. Pardon me. The voice of Eve interrupted the looming courtroom silence. I have an update on Ashley's health. She is steadily recovering at the moment. She's okay. However, I discovered traces of complex 53 in her system. Oh, that's the drug that Zero was about to use if we ended up not killing each other within the next 10 days. Complex 53, is that not the very substance Zero threatened time again to release? Yes, I examined the bracelet in her possession, and it appears the glass vial has been shattered, allowing the liquid state to enter her system via absorption through the skin. Oh, I guess that's what will happen with Complex 53. We all go mad and start murdering each other instead of Zero coming to life and decided to execute us all. Yeah, it's possible it shattered. It's plausible that it broke from some kind of impact from Cyrus and Ashley's fight. Just a minute. The bracelet in her possession? Is it not her own bracelet? I guess that's from the ultimate race car driver that her friend has it. I guess for some odd reason she has it within when we go to his room at all while she looks at his helmet. It is not. She had in her possession of the bracelet of silver power. Ashley's bracelet is still intact. If she had Silva's bracelet, then there's no doubt she had a clear motive. It's possible she was goaded on by Cyrus with the bracelet of an important figure, just as Missy was. No, No way! Cyrus probably just broke the vial himself and administered the liquid to Ash during their fight. Or Zero could have unleashed it to harm her. Zero's killing game announcement always talks about toxic gases, so it's plausible he's the one behind it. Darn it, Echo. I'm tired of this. You still refuse to accept the reality of this case. Zero could not have Zero can have done it, and I'll tell you why it's simply not even up for debate. I was testing the rules earlier this morning, right? Rule 4 states that breaking major assets is strictly prohibited, but nothing happened all day. It was until the beginning of this very trial I suffered the effect of Zero's sonic weapon as punishment for breaking the rules. If he waited if we waited if he waited until we entered the trial ground to punish me, why would he unleash the Complex 53 toxin if there weren't any signs of Ashley breaking the rules? Zero, did you or did you not release Complex 53 into Ashley? What? I'm only the arbiter of this game. Answer. Nope, didn't do it. No, this can't be. You still don't get it. We've been running around in circles in this trial because you vehemently refuse to face the truth. Don't you have any value in your life? Your lapse in judgment is what gets us all killed. All I'll say is the lapse about roll credits. Echo, please. Please come to your senses. Lyle, Lyle, have some sympathy, won't you? But I have to agree with you. Echo, please, this trial is difficult enough to participate in, but it is necessary to determine the culprit for our safety. Allow yourself to be selfish and act on self-preservation instead of the well-being to others. Don't concern yourself with protecting me. Don't concern yourself with speaking for Ashley. You only end up hurting yourself if we judge this case incorrectly. Just follow the truth and you can protect yourself. I know we're asking a lot since the truth isn't what you want to hear, but please. Come on, Echo. Face the truth. Protect myself? What did that mean? I thought I had to protect Missy on behalf of trust. She placed her faith in us after all. And I had to protect Ashley because she's my closest friend, but myself? I felt stuck. I know Missy didn't kill Cyrus. I just know it. And it was impossible for anyone else to have killed him. So, the answer was clear as day. I just didn't want to accept it. But by doing so, I was drawing out this trial for my own self-indulgence and dragging everyone through this hell. I've forgotten the reason we're here, to save ourselves. And I've purposely suppressed the fact that there was something on the crime scene that solidified Ashley's involvement. Oh, it's her hands, didn't it? She tried to resuscitate Cyrus's. That meant this blood on her hands. That's Cyrus's blood. I saw the damning thing, and I chose to forget it. Yes, the weapon was undebatable. The culprit had a motive. The struggle showed the traces of her involvement. The person who fought Cyrus and eventually won is. I love there's the illusion of choice. Yeah, there's no option. Yeah, I suspect this is going to be the case of all along. I mean, if you take a look at the pattern of Danganronpa, usually the sport people, they usually don't make it to the end, with the only exception of being who is it? Asahina, yes, the ultimate swimmer. That's the only one that made it. Was it who was the sport one in the Danganronpa 2? Um, no, no, yeah, that was, yeah, Akari. I think it was Akari, but Akari did survive as well. And yeah, the one buff guy, I forgot his name. I think it was Nekomata. Nekomata didn't make it as well. So Chapter 3, it was, I think it was Ryota, his name, but he ended up being one of the victims. Yeah. Yeah, so top tip, if you want to join, if you want to choose who's going to be the ones who make it through the survival, this killing game, usually it's not the sports people. Ashley. Oh, she, I guess she just approached, she just went in on the class trial herself. She managed to recover then. Oh, is she still in the hospital room, in the infirmary? I'm going to take this lull in conversation to assume you're all done discussing the case, yeah? After all, it was pretty obvious from the start. Well, whatever, this is your space anyway, so without further ado, it's voting time. It's still, yeah, it's still the same, we can only vote for Ashley. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, but I still love, I will be loving if the fact that we could choose like any one of this and like deliberately voted ourselves wrong just to be saved by our classmates. That will be really a hilarious idea. Yeah, but the culprit is Ashley. I mean, this one's pretty obvious. Oh, that's the casino case, and yep, Ashley's the guilty. I mean, this one's pretty obvious. It was either Missy or Ashley, and yeah, it could be either of those two, but since Missy never had the intention to fire the gun, it was basically obvious it was Ashley from the start. Ding 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 ding! Yes, the culprit responsible for the murder of Cyrus Surik is none other than the ultimate jockey, Ashley Westbridge, and all of you voted, and almost all of you all voted correctly. Did we deliberately vote it wrong just because we still deny the truth, Echo? Please. It reminds me of, who was it? Kiyotaka Ishimaru. Yeah. Spoiler alert for Danganronpa. Uh, yeah, he deliberately gets it wrong during one of the class trial just because he still refuses to accept the truth. Luckily, majority rules, so it's punishment time. So, what happened? I mean, Ashley is still in the room. It's still in the infirmary, doesn't it? So, what will happen? What happened to? What happened to Ashley? What happened to Cyrus and Ashley during the confrontation? Though that's something we didn't discuss. Wait, what did you mean by that? Almost all of us voted correctly. Well, I guess it's my fault for not being mentioned that not voting is a big no-no. But voting should be common sense. You have a responsibility to make your voice heard. Lives are on the line, or something like that. Missy will know. Don't rope me into this asinine argument. Think of it this way. You're voting for the lesser of two evils. Punish one person for committing a crime or punish everyone for being ignorant. But I could see in Echo's face that they figured it out, so I suppose I'll call it a vote. Aren't I just the nicest, most flexible judge ever? Echo, you did not vote? How could I? Unbelievable! Everyone's lives are at stake and you still had the audacity to protect the culprit? You're a hopeless case, Echo. I don't understand how you fail to recognize the weight of our actions. The truth was glaringly obvious, yet you continue to turn away. You have no perception of consequence. How dare you refuse to give your all in order to save yourself? But why are you attacking me? This thing just happened to my best friend. It's awful. Don't you know how I feel to you, Lyle? We've already lost 3 friends. Why does this cycle keep turning? Of course I know how you feel, but it's pointless to let things spin out like this. That's what I'm trying my best to solve this killing game. I don't need you turning your cheek away from reality. That will only make things worse. Don't. I look over to Ashley, who recovered enough strength to join us in the courtroom at the last moment of our discussion. Ash, I don't get it. To protect me, you threw yourself into danger. And look where it got you, at the foot of an execution. Come on, Ashley, please. Just come clean. We all know you did. Ash, you're such an idiot. How could you do something so careless? Echo, I thought about nothing but your safety. Huh? All I ever wanted is the safety and health of my friends. But look what rotten trouble I got everyone into. First Silva, and now Echo. Maybe it's better like this. Echo, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Thank goodness, right? If I was in that trial, you would not have budged and you might have voted Missy off instead. At least you know you can trust her. What are you saying? I thought that if I could remove a threat from this horrible game, my actions would have been all worth it. But it turns out Cyrus was just asking for this. Cyrus used Silva's bracelets as a show of threat that the reason he had it and Silva didn't was because Cyrus says that he had eliminated him. Isn't that right? He said the same to me when I received my additional bracelet. Cyrus, ultimate confidential informant, knew things we would soon rather forget, and he used that information to get under our skin. I told you, he's someone to be wary of. So Ashley's essentially lost us the preservation project's mole. What if he had information that could have gotten us out? Yeah, Ashley, I mean, come on, the whole task is supposed to interrogate him, not shoot him. I mean, we need him alive, not we need him dead. Don't. Oh, he had information, all right, but he would never tell. Zero's right. When I confronted him to inquire about his facade, he kept dodging my questions. He was acting so odd, and as it appears, his strange behavior went all according to plan. He was acting suspicious to invite someone into attacking him. And I completely fell for it. But I felt terrible after because when he collapsed, his aggressive facade faded and he laughed. He was glad. Yes, Cyrus fully intended to take someone down with him. Cyrus fired those initial 2 shots to draw attention. I arrived on the 3rd floor with Echo. I ushered Echo into the art gallery and bound the doors with rope from the climbing center. I confronted Cyrus in the smoke lounge and he fired right away. The 3rd shot was a near miss. Bang. Cyrus! Not a step closer, Ashley, unless you'd like to end up like your friend, Silva. What do you know about Silva? Oh, I know everything that there is to know. Financial records, personal records, etc. After all, I'm the ultimate confidential informant. My job is to seek information about the preservation project subjects. I personally saw to his removal. And you're next. Not if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, Annette, I would act fast if I were you. You would not want to go down in flames without getting the information you want, would you? How did his racing helmet end up in your room? Why, by yours truly, of course. And his personal vehicle is a 1994 Lister Storm, the very vehicle that is in the garage right now. Cyrus threatened me with an awful trinket and a time limit. He prepared split gasoline and had a blowtorch ready to burn the room down if I didn't act. I fought to keep him at bay. He eventually dropped the gun. I retrieved the gun and gripped the hand physically. but Cyrus remained completely cool. He noticed my hesitance. I silently tossed a tiny rose gold bracelet in my direction. I snatched it out of thin air, turned it over in my hands to reveal the name engraved into it, Silver Power. What will it be? Oh, hang on. What it will be, Ashley? Silva didn't have long to live anyway, so why not just expedite his demise? Quiet! This isn't right. Why put us through this awful game for the sake of the future? I'm not an ultimate student. Aren't you the ultimate jockey or something? Or that's just your title and you're just being humbled with it? Let's play a game. There's 2 more bullets somewhere in that chamber. If you fire and I live, I'll let you walk scot-free. Your hands will be clean and you were meant to be an ultimate student, born to benefit the world. If you fire and I die, then... You just shot him immediately. Why in the world did you just shot him? Why not just shoot in the air or some stuff? Yeah, it's just a recording session. I know. Of course, you know that what happens. But in his last moments, he just let out a chuckle and a sigh of relief. He looked relaxed. He looked as calm as when we first met him. I was confused. Why wasn't he fighting back at all? You're a tough nut to crack, you know. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you. I know I took a chance with that shot, but there has to be another answer. The Preservation Project is a miserable organization that I contributed to. I rallied this group of ultimate students, compiled all the information I could about you all for the project. The project and their game. It's a cruel experiment, all for the sake of the future. Why are you telling me this? So you won't feel guilty about killing me. But how could I not feel guilty? There could have been some other way to get you out of his mess, Cyrus. I don't understand. Why did I have to come to this? Because I thought I had immunity from the game. But when Zero called me out from my cover talent, I knew something was wrong. Why would Zero, an arbiter for the killing game, conducted by the Preservation Project, wish to reveal my place in the game? Something was wrong. It's all wrong. This whole game is wrong. I could not wrap my head around. I could not wrap my head around a thing. Oh, that this was Ashley's voice. I could not wrap my head around a thing. I could not wrap my head around a thing he was saying. I didn't dare wish to know what he was talking about. But what's wrong? He coughed out a small chuckle. I made you do a horrible thing. The problem with this game is that you become attached to the ones you're with. Are you breaking the fourth wall now, Cyrus? Are you currently breaking the fourth wall now? Is this supposed to be a call out to all those Danganronpa or Danganronpa fans? As time goes on, bonds are made with the strangers you eventually come to call your friends. I should have never involved myself with you all. I could not meet his eyes. I knew it would be too painful. And you might hate me for this, but it's for the best. For you and for me, winning the game is nothing but smoke and mirrors. I'm sorry, but thank you for helping me escaping this game. That's the wrong word. But thank you for helping me escape this game. He held my hands in his own trembling grasp, weakly pushing my attempts at stopping his suffering away. That's when he died. After I shot him, I knew immediately what terrible fate I found myself in. I was tethered to meet the same end the moment I fell into his trap. I fled the scene, leaving it a mess, because I knew it would be pointless to conceal the truth. But even then, I knew the trial distraction would trace back into my incrimination. That's when I went so far to shatter the vial of complex 53 in Silva's bracelet to take myself out of the picture. Oh, Ash, why would you do such thing to yourself? It's awful. I know. Please don't hate me, and forgive me for making such a selfish request. But all I ask is that you live and survive. I did it all for you. Aw, that's sweet. But too bad for you. That sickly sweet sentimentalism isn't going to save you from your execution, silly. Murder is murder. What's the thing you say? Oh, there's no gray area about it. No, wait. There's no stopping this freight train of despair, Echo. You were among the ones who sealed her fate after all. So sit back and enjoy the show. How did we ended up making Ashley's fate? I mean, she did it to herself. I mean, she did lock Echo up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like everything next, she did it for herself. I mean, she could have simply fired the shot above and not. She could have fired into anything, but not hitting him right in front of her. So, yeah. No, that's the wrong way. No. Oh, that's the chain. That's the chain. The dog. It wouldn't be a Danganronpa games without the chain. Yeah. So I feel bad about Ashley though. I think out of all the Danganronpa's reason to murdering, I think this is the one that I can forgive with. I mean, she tries to save him, although it's futile. But yeah, she did attempt to save him. I mean, I still believe that Ashley is still a good girl. Ashley's hand slipped through my Ashley's hand slipped through mine. She disappeared into the black as I collapsed over myself. All I could do to pull myself off, well, all I could do to pull myself up was keep my focus squarely on Ashley as her horrified visage was projected to us to grimace upon. I tried to soak up my final moments with her, even though I knew they were going to be gruesome. Ashley was chained into a metal post. An industrial weaving spun into my skull as a set of arms began to wind up. Clenched at the end of each arm was a horseshoe. Ashley was bound in the direct path across the mass of grinding machinery 40 feet away. Ashley's expression was taut. There was only one way out of this game, and for her it was winding up in front of her, just a few paces away. The first pitch was thrown. The light clinked as the arm released a horseshoe made my heart drop. It missed with a full thud on the dirt behind Ashley. A second, fourth, fifth, sixth pitches were thrown with wild abandon as purposefully missing to prolong my own suffering. The anticipation was miserable. Ashley's grey, sorrowful eye seemed to meet mine from within the projected screen. I could not look any longer. I felt sick. I turned away in agony and heard the distinct sound of pitch-breaking bone. Oh, by execution by. Yeah, she ended up like Leon. I do admit, like the idea is kind of lame. I mean, this could have been much more interesting if she. I mean, there's another Danganronpa that has a similar execution involving sport team. I think it was from Super Danganronpa another. That was another fan game that I think the culprit was the ultimate runner or something, and the way that the execution it happened, it was so fantastically done. I think it's like one of the best execution that I've ever seen in a Danganronpa game. Oh, I spoke about the spoiler there. So yeah, I do apologize if there is a lot of spoilers in here. So I will put a major spoiler in the description down below. I could feel the life drain from my body. There was nothing but pain during her last moments, the pain that destroyed her body, and the pain that stung in her heart. Oh, it's so satisfying building up all this hope and cheer to eventually strike it down with a decisive kill. It's a little boring though, you participants killing for defensive reasons. We didn't give time, we didn't even give a motive, which was a bit of a curveball, but interesting that a murder occurred nonetheless. Well, I suppose I did put Cyrus on blast for conniving with the Preservation Project group. He got in the way of the game after all, so I guess it was beneficial for me in the end. The whole trial made my head spin. I feel wretched. I stared at the floor. Not a breath was heard from the others. They seemed just as stunned into silence. And in depths of our devastation, Eve's silvery voice crept in. I beseech you all to keep the memory of your friends close. It's awful. I don't want to remember this. Remain strong. As I nursed Ashley back to health, she kept asking around, is Echo okay? Is Echo okay? She cared for you until her last breath. Don't think for a second she didn't put everything on the line for you. But why me? I apologize. I cannot say for certain what she was thinking, except Ashley, without a doubt, cared for you deeply. As difficult as it is, cling to what remains of Ashley, her memory. Really? That's all you have this time, if some empty blah blah blah, some empty sentimentalism? You know, Eve claims to be on your side, but look what she's done. Why not just leave Ashley to die of the complex 53 poisoning, Eve? Oh, I know why. Because you love reveling in the despair too. She knows Ashley back to hell, so I could kill her. Ashley returned to us, only to be cruelly beaten to death. That moment, that shred of relief, it was so quickly quashed, and it was so quickly mutilated into twisted, dark feelings. How pathetic. You'll never end the game like this. You'll fail once more. Despair will triumph over hope yet again, Eve. And it's all your fault. Zero and Eve wrapped away, and the cold room was engulfed in silent darkness once again. Echo! Missy's voice was a whisper. She laid a gentle hand on my shoulder. Hey, let's get you out of here. I listlessly followed Mrs. out of the courtroom. Everyone else filtered out of the courtroom at their own pace as well, dissolving into their own individual lost thoughts for the evening. Without a single word, Missy led me down to the living quarters hall to my personal room. Before I entered, Canon stopped me out of nowhere. I realized that must have been hard for you, Echo. But, here, just take this. Canon handed me a photograph. Oh, that's the group of everyone. Oh, look at it. It was a photo of the students gathered in the atrium. Where was this taken? I mean, we didn't see ourselves in the picture, so I guess we are the ones that woke up last. I mean, this must be taken in the first day. I mean, there's Arturo, there's Pandora still alive. Everyone was in the photo except me and Canon. I took this photo on the first day. It was after the first Killing Game announcement. After the Killing Game announcement? I recalled the moment in time. I went to my personal room after declining Ashley's invitation to the spa lounge with Pandora. Art insisted that I work my magic and take a photo of the group since we'd be staying together as friends in this mansion. Despite that awful announcement, he still wanted to take a neat, pleasant picture with it. Everyone, me and Canon, when declining oh, it's Art that asked for this. Aw, that's sweet of you. I'm a little embarrassed of it. I don't I don't often photograph groups, but oh, look at Pandora, she's still so adorable. I hope this helps ease your pain. Why would you show me this? What do you mean? What do you mean? I I don't want to see this. This idyllic scene of our friends who aren't with us anymore. The killings are too vivid in my mind for me to believe a simple photograph. I hate this. I'm sorry. I was just trying to help. Oh, she just threw it right in front. Oh, it's not us, but Canon. Canon tore the photo in half. Happy? Canon, Canon spat Canon spat her final remark with a huff before sulking off, her footsteps heavy on the carpet. Missy picked up the pieces of the photograph. That was awfully cold of you, Echo. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I mumbled. I have nothing to offer the world as an ultimate. I can't do anything. I feel like I lost myself in that trial. I had to detach myself from the people I care about. For what? The truth? I just coughed. After all, it was Mrs. fault a gun was introduced into the group. It was her fault the gun fell into the wrong hands. Her fault. I lost Ashley. Missy sighed softly. It was never my intention to get Ashley executed. I... I shrugged Missy away. I didn't want to listen to her. Oh, we just go into our room. Okay, I was right. I went to my personal room. I, I sat on the bed. I sat and I cried. Ooh. Is this supposed to be like the poll when Ashley got executed? I think that will be the end, I guess. I mean, it has been such a long time. Art and Ashley, they did a horrible thing for their friends. When pressed, the two of them only fought to protect the ones important to them. What an interesting concept. It's completely idiotic though. They, dis- they disregard their lives for someone else. Selfless and stupid is what they were. Selfless gets you nothing in return. In a game like this, you have to be selfish and act in self-preservation. Always look out for number one. Number one. Number one. Number 10101. And I think, oh, I will take a photo of this right after this one. That should be an interesting concept. That's a binary code. Chapter 2 and 6 students remain. And that should be the end. I hope that's the end of chapter 2, I believe. And yeah, I'm going to save right here and have a dinner because you might have heard in the when you do sorry, you might have heard that my parents there they were calling the dinner for me. So yeah, it's time to end this video right here. I do apologize if this is not the end of chapter 2. And yeah, I'm gonna have to save the game for now. And yeah, anyway, I do apologize. I'm going to have a dinner before quickly get back here and continuing this game because I want to finish this game on this very day. I'm recording this on Sunday and hopefully this should come out maybe next year, I hope. Yeah, but anyway, that's it for today. And as always, I'm Altroy Galcon signing it off. And I'll see you in the next episodes or in the next videos of me playing this game on my channel. Yeah, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.